What's good, fam? Man. I'm talking about ripping and running, moving too fast. Man, I'm talking about. I was trying to get to y'all as fast as possible, been running outside and all that stuff. And I'm like, man, I set up the live late because I've been moving. Got a lot going on. So we got a lot to talk about tonight, fam. But man, I don't even know where to begin. Obviously, you see the title, Patience is a Virtue. And man, that's what we got to talk about because part of that running around and moving is finding patience with yourself, especially in this game. Whew, but before I get going, let's highlight some of the fam. Mo Rose, what's good, man? What's the good news, baby? And not even gonna lie, because I'm saying this because Mo Rose was over there on the transport. I was dipping in and out on the live. I told y'all before, the transporter goes live on TikTok right before we go live on YouTube. So you gotta watch that boy because they be giving out some nuggets over there. And part of that is crazy. As crazy as it sounds, part of the stuff they even touched on tonight is gonna. It's funny how that ties in. It's like you leave from over there. If you was over there talking to the transporter, when it comes over here and it all kind of ties in together. But I laid the groundwork for we laid the foundation down around here. So this week I had a bunch of different things that kept happening, and it kept testing my patience. But it was the smallest thing that slowed my patience down. Let's start with the slowest thing. Now let's go back. Let's just bring you through the week. So Monday, I really didn't see nothing that I wanted to do. It was some lows that popped up because that's part of patience that I was ready to jump on, but they would have put me outside that circle, and they wasn't paying enough for your boy to go outside the circle. Gonna tap into that. And then I finally found the load, and it was going where I wanted it to go inside the circle. And I'm like, this is good. But your boy, I be looking for a wide road. And certain lows was popping up again, testing my patience because I wanted to take them, but they would have put me in the most undesirable area in this game. And I'm going to break that down with the patience because if you move too fast and don't have that patience, you end up taking lows that put you places you probably shouldn't have been. And you end up losing more money, more time trying to get back to the good locations because you didn't have that patience. And so then I found another low. And I'm like, because remember, I told you it was lows going other places. I just was like, nah, it's the end of the week because, you seen the videos. If you ain't fam, they one fans know what I'm talking about. New fam, go back and watch the last 2 or 3 videos. Matter of fact, one just dropped before the live. The wife be on it. And so one would have taken me somewhere that I didn't want to go, or I would have had to deadhead a little bit to get back to where I wanted to go. So I was like, nah, I'm not going to take that one. Stay patient. And then out the blue, one popped up. And that was that load that y'all seen the reels for that was going from Arkansas back down to Texas. It was the weekend. I didn't want to go too far and put myself in a position that I wouldn't be able to find something on the weekend because that's one of the things. When you want to not get stuck somewhere for the weekend, you want to get there early enough so you can drop off either Friday morning or be picking up Friday morning so you can get the Friday drop off Monday. And so if I would have taken those other loads, I would have been getting in early in the morning Friday after hours and hours of driving through the night, would have been too tired to do anything, probably would have missed out, and then I'd have been stuck somewhere for the weekend with no load. But I had the patience. And sure enough, because remember, I went to Joplin, Missouri. If you heard the videos, go back and catch up. And I had that load in Joplin, Missouri, and the load popped up in Springdale, Arkansas, because I stayed with the patient boy, and it was like 77 miles away. And I picked it up and it came back to Houston, right back to the house. And something inside of me, because I picked it up so early, I was like, I want to sit here because sometimes loads pop out of Arkansas, but I want to also catch that window in Dallas just in case. Because remember, I told you the triangle. When you learn your area, that's part of the patience, learning your area. Don't just be running around, just taking loads and not paying attention. And I knew if I got back to Dallas, something might have been in that triangle. So even if I would have dropped off in Houston and the next one dropped off in San Antonio or Austin or something like that, I could have got it in Dallas and dropped it off the next day on Friday. Sure enough, that patience creeping through Dallas. That's when we picked up the load that was in Dallas Atkin, I can't say it. That came back to Houston. That's where we get the 2-for-1, the 2 boy, all because of patience. And I say that because the main thing that slowed my patience down was when I was in Joplin, Missouri, after we was getting ready to get unloaded and everything, right? Because I gassed up right last minute, right before I got there. So I could already have gas in case I had to go somewhere. I want to be ready. But that week had been trying my patience. And right as I was getting gas, right before I was probably about 40, 50 miles outside of Joplin, Missouri, I was going to the gas station and I was holding the door. And when it was an older lady coming in, she was moving slow. And I'm holding the door and she was like, no, go ahead, go ahead. I'm coming. I'm going to be moving slow. And I just stood there and hold the door. I say, no, 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 ma'am. Take your time. You're already going fast enough, speed racer. It got a smile out of her, a smile out of me. And I just stood there and waited for her. And the crazy part is, as she was coming into the door, her husband was coming back and was like, come on, honey. He was already inside. He must have went paid or went to the bathroom. I don't know what he did. But he was coming back to get his wife. He knew part of his patience, I'm assuming, because remember I told y'all before, we're the background character in everybody's lives. Everybody ain't on your timing. So he must have went in, did whatever he had to do to get everything set up, whatever the case may be, to get back to the door, to open the door for his wife. And I just happened to be standing there, letting her come in. And I'm like, take your time. I'm not in a rush. I was about 20-something miles away from the drop-off. I was going to make it. And so I just stood there and it hit me. Patience. It's a virtue. It's a quality that and a trait that you need to have in your life. And the most important thing about this patience is you need to find that patience with yourself. But before I keep going, let me go, because y'all know me. I get to talking and got to chop it up with the fam right quick because they is rolling in there. What's going on, Lisa? I forgot. Got to put y'all up. Lisa saying, what's up, fam? What we out here giggling about? Giggling. Happy to say our MC is active. Hey, patiently waiting for a chance to get on the road for the right price. Ooh, Lisa, we definitely gonna talk about that part of the patience today, because you know your boy, we gotta set it up so when we get to talking, it'll all make sense. Because you know I gotta unwind it in my head in order for us to talk about it. But yes, that's part of that patience that we talking about. Oh man, that's a good one. Moro, same, been riding Midwest good, but broke and took a load that was it. The worst ever. 5 minutes after accepting a big bag, call me. Lesson learned. I'm telling you, man, that patience. I'm going to tell y'all some of mine as we keep going. The ones I did take and some that I didn't take, because I be trying to protect myself from myself. But sometimes the big man, the big guy, he steps in and handles that for me. The quicks in here, what's going on, fam? Quicks are quick. I like that. I'm not dead with you, but yeah, I'm with you on that. Congrats, Lisa. Yeah, I'm throwing them up there, fam. We love showing love around here. Keep going. Congrats. Lisa, we proud of you. You don't even know. Lisa, congrats on the MC. Much respect to the patience is key. I learned the hard way. Jay Harv, I know we've talked a couple times. We're going to talk some of these hard ways we all learn. Let's see what's going on. JCM in the house. Out of Gallup, New Mexico. Pick on Friday, deliver on Monday. Bag secured. I like that, fam. Ooh, wee. And since that's what we're talking about tonight, let's dive into it. We ain't even got to prime it too much because the fam is already in here primed up. So if you haven't been paying attention or wasn't watching, I'm talking about the new fam. I'm not talking about the day fam. Day one fam. You know I already got the bag for Friday, drop off Monday. But during that, because I almost did what some of us have done before. I know I have, but I'm not running around in these lessons now, running around with chicken my head cut off to get it. Some things we don't have to keep going through. When I dropped off on Friday morning, the 2 loads I dropped off Friday, and a load popped up. It was about 60 or 70 miles deadhead, and it was paying good too. It was going 1,400 some miles. They had already listed it at about 1,550 or 1,600, one of the two. I've seen so many numbers over the past couple of days. And if they already have it listed at that means you can talk a little bit more of those negotiating skills. We talked about that before. And I'm like, if you already got it, let's say 1,600, go 1,400 miles. I'm like, BG can get you for about 1770. I can get that extra 100, 150 out of you. I was like, man. But the problem with it was that load was going to Salt Lake City, Utah. No. It's some places, if they pay right, I would probably go. So if that load, I'm not going to lie, because I know from the house, California, about 1,500 some miles. I know if I get out to LA, if they pay enough, if they pay your boy good enough, if I get to LA, I know, I'll just have to play out here all week. I'll be good, but you're going to pay me enough to let me play. That's part of those lessons learned. So I'll give you an example. If you send me out to LA 1,500 miles, I need to at least be about 18 to 2,000. I need to be at that $1.35 and up range for me, because that extra, it sounds crazy, that extra 35 to 40, 50 cents a mile is going to give enough gas money that I can, and food that I can play all week off of that gas money in LA. I'll give you an example. So if I get it for 2,000 and go 1,500 miles, that extra $500 allows me to put gas in the van all week long to run around all over that California, Nevada, Phoenix area, all that for the whole week. So all the bags, 2 or 3 bags that I would collect would just all be kind of profit because I made enough to play gas wise all week. That's what I mean when I say they have to pay me to go out there. But that was through trial and error and learning. But the problem with it is I've been out that way towards, Reno and all that. And I know that to get loads out of Salt Lake City, it's not that many. So I would have had to be doing all kinds of work. Remember, we talked about this last week, work to get back into where the money reside. And so I had to let that load go. And me, and I'm not going to lie, in the past, I would have jumped on that load. Like some of y'all have already said, that patience, it bites you sometimes and come back to get you. And we've all been there. You've been out there. You taking those loads. As fam, matter of fact, I'm going to put it back up there while we talking about it. Where did it go? You taking that load because you weren't patient. You just was running after the money. You was chasing it, which is nothing wrong with that. But we'll talk about why that messes up your patience. When you're chasing that money and you go and get something that you probably shouldn't have taken, if you would have just waited and been a little bit more patient, the right load would have popped up. So what happened Friday, after that Salt Lake City load popped up and I did not take it, I almost started getting frustrated with myself. Like, BG, you should have taken that load. It's Salt Lake City. After you drop off, you could have fooled around and deadheaded somewhere 300 miles, found something. Because that patience starts making you second guess yourself. That's what makes it a virtue. And so I waited, and bad thing about it, after that, 30 minutes went by, an hour went by, an hour and a half went by. Loads were popping up, but they were doing the same thing. They were going places I wasn't going. One went down to Miami, Florida. Yeah, I probably could have got up out of there, but I don't feel like starting like that, especially going into Florida. They don't want to pay to come out. So that's a whole nother story. We talked about that. Then there was one going up to Wyoming. I knew I could have got out of there because I would have just shot down to Denver, but I was like, I don't want to deal with that headache. I don't want to. We just talked about not working it, because that's the great thing about having these lives and talking to the fam. It's still in the back of my conscience, back of my mind. We just talked about this last week. Don't want to have to work hard to get back in the circle. We got to stay in the circle. I know my range. I've done this a few times. I just got to be more patient. And I'm beating myself up because as the time kept ticking, the lows wasn't popping up that I needed to go. Then a one would pop up and it'd be like, they just want to go from Houston to Dallas and they don't want to pay the weekend hold. I don't want to do that because they just want to stick with 250, 300. And it just kept going like that. Then out the blue, the low popped up and I hit the broker up because he had it at, I can't tell you the price. That's how y'all almost got me. That's in the next video. The video for the drop off tomorrow. I almost gave it up. Let's just say the price wasn't what I wanted and I wanted them to come up. And he wasn't budging. So I was like, be patient. I'm going to leave it go. And nobody else, I'm starting to think a lot of the fam in Houston y'all rock with your boy, don't you? Because we was all watching that load and he would not move. I watched him bump it up $50. I watched him bumping it up $100. And I sent him another email. Hey, I see you still moving it. I'm still here if you want to do it at this rate. We went back and forth. I said, let it go. Patience. By then, I'm already in my mind. God, if you don't want me to have a Friday pickup drop off Monday, we'll just chill this weekend and pick some up on Monday. That's part of the patience. Knowing that when it's your turn, knowing that when it's for you, I tell you all the time, what's for you is for you. And it's part about being patient. The hardest part is knowing when to wait for the patience for you. But we finna tap into that. Before I tap into that, because fam is in here talking. Let me catch up. The Quicks had a 9-hour load for 1,600 offer. I like that. I like that. Cause so let me tell you why my mind say I like that. A 9-hour load. Remember I told you 3 hours for 200 miles. That means there was about 600 or so miles, whatever. I told y'all about that. Got fam coming in here. What's going on, fam? It's your favorite auntie. What's what they say? Hey, auntie. Good to see you, fam. It's love we up in here. But that was going back to the 1,600, but was another load. I'm telling you. The Quick, that's the one we was just talking about, the 9 hours, $1,600, but you already on another load. I've had that happen too. We're gonna talk about that later on. The transporter is in here. Man, I told you that was good live you just did on TikTok, man. I told everybody we gotta stay. As a fan, we gotta remember. I might start sending out reminders if I remember. It just I know. So I'm telling you, I'm sorry, but you got to go over there and rock with your boy, the transporter, at 6 o'clock when they go live. And fam, if anybody else go live, let me know because we coming. You're right. I'm leaving Miami to you. You not got it in the chokehold, fam. I'm not gonna take it from you. Let's see what else going on in here. What's going on, fam? Happy Sunday. Man. I love it, y'all. They ain't having a conversation, and Quick's talking about they gotta have that patience. And what's going on? Rich is up in the building. I love y'all following. I'm telling you, we gotta put it all in here. What's up, fam? From Charlotte, you know we love Charlotte. You know we rock with you, Chris. Come on, fam. You know what you rock with you. But so, you know me. I have to tell y'all my teaching moments because hopefully it helped you. If it don't, it don't. I'm not mad. That's how I share things because it's part of my journey and I want to expose it, help it to y'all. And if it helps, it helps. So one of the biggest things about patience that one of my mentors told me a long time ago, because I was very impatient. I'm impatient. I'm messing up words. You know, mama won't mess with that with the dictionary. One of my biggest issues, things had to happen on my time, fast time, excuse me. Sorry about that, fam. I told you everything be live. We don't edit and cut nothing over here. You get it all. But yeah, I was one of those individuals. I'm talking about it had to happen on my time. You know, we all know the saying, it happens on God's time. But if things didn't move how I wanted them to move, it would frustrate me and then it'd cause anger issues. And I'm talking about bad. And the reason that it happened, the mentor gave me this information. He was just telling me to tell him about my life. And I was telling him stuff. He'd be like, hey, have you ever, and this mentor was from Houston. That what makes it even better. Cam Jones. And he would say, like, tell me about your life. And I'd tell him about my life. He was like, hey, I remember growing up in Houston because we kind of ran those same streets. He was only like a couple of years older than me, like 2 or 3 years older than me. So he was like, yeah, I remember doing this, doing that. And I would just tell him. And I remember one of the stories I told him is one of the times when I was coming out of something. I think it was the club. And I got. Anybody know I've been got before. I've been caught slipping. And it wasn't because of me. It was because of me, I should say. But it wasn't because of something that I did not do or did do. The thing that happened was I wasn't patient. I wasn't doing the things I was taught, watching my surroundings, doing this. I was moving too fast. You know, if you heard that before, I told you back my life. I told you pieces of it, but background, crash out. And I would move too fast. And one of the things he told me after I was telling him about my life, he said, have you noticed the pattern? He says, when you're moving too fast, things don't go right. But when you slow things down and look at the big picture, look at the overall, things seem to work in your life. And I thought about that. And I thought about the situations. I even thought about situations I hadn't talked to him about. And I couldn't do nothing but look at him and say, you know what? You're right. Whenever I get to moving too fast, things go wrong. But whenever I slow down just a bit and let the logic come through, what they call it back in the day, put your thinking cap on, be patient, things seem to go right. And that, because you know your boy over here, my faith is, I'm working to make it stronger by the day. But then it goes to that saying, may not come when you want them, but he's always right on time. So I started tying it all together because part of that patience is you got to move according to his time and not your time. And that was my biggest thing. And so when I started slowing it down and I'd be like, you know what, that wasn't for me. That load wasn't for me. That wasn't my bag to get. That was somebody else's bag that was over there waiting for it. I don't know why they was waiting. It probably paid a bill. It probably took their family out to vacation. It could have been anything. Whatever it was, that bag was for them, not me. But I had to wait on my patience. But the times I forced those loads and took the ones I know I probably shouldn't have taken, I didn't have to wait on patience. God sat me still. I'm just sitting there twiddling my thumbs. No loads, no load. I'm talking about I'm out there fiending for the load. Can't even get a load because why? That wasn't the one I was supposed to take because I should have been patient. And that's what I think happened on this one. We'll see how it plays out. Y'all will find out about that in the video before we keep going because fam is boy, y'all in here talking tonight. I love it. I love it. What'd you say? I see on the run to Cali. Ooh, you found less than $4 gas. You know you're gonna have to tell us about that because everybody going. What's going on, fam? We see you up in this thing. Jay Harv, I came with you, man. Appreciate you, fam. I love y'all. I don't know you personally, but much respect. You're speaking cargo van gospel. Keep preaching. Can I get a 30-minute call on you when I need it the most? While you playing, Jay Harv? No, they don't. You right. I got you. Sometimes what they say, sometimes all you gotta do is ask. I got you, Jay Harv. Matter of fact, I'm gonna write that down because I'm gonna send you a message. I'm gonna send you a message, and you gonna get a one-on-one with me. On me. I love it, fam. I got you, fam. Don't worry. Now, don't y'all all get in here and start doing that at the same time, ladies. That's one off. You never know. But when you never know what I just say, you never know when he's coming, but he's always on time. Yes, sir. He's on time. What's going on, fam? You not late, fam. You can't be late. We already talked to it today anyway. So we already ahead of the game. I see the most impatient people looking for the fast dollar. Oh, the transporter just hit it. So we're gonna transition into that. We're gonna transition to that. Funny, I was talking about this to my wife. You know, you always on time. Still waiting on mine since you get them out. I'm going to shoot you a message, transporter. You know what? I'm glad you said that. We did talk about this. My fault, fam. I'm going to send you one, too. Now, don't y'all all get that. Me and transport already had something we talked about. I just forgot to send him the information. Y'all killing me right now. You know what? I'm feeling froggy. I'm going to send you a message, too, quick. So I'm sending y'all a message. All right, you know I operate in numbers. That's 1, 2, and 3. And you know 3 is my number. So stop talking about it. Them 3, the quicks, Jay Harv and the transporter. I'm sending y'all messages. We live on me. One-on-one on me. One-on-one on me. But no, let's talk about it, transporter. Because that was where we was gonna go a little bit later. But hey, we ain't gotta be patient. It's already here. Let's talk about it. When you say most people are looking for the fast dollar. So we talk about rates, and remember, I told y'all before. I don't knock nobody's belief for what I don't know nobody's CPM. I don't know their COL. I don't know what they need to run for. Are they rate per mile? I don't need to know that. I don't know the stuff they're going on in their life. And remember, I told y'all some people, 85, 90 cents a mile, that covers their CPM, takes care of their life, and puts money away in the savings. But that next person that's over here, their lifestyle might be so expended that 90 cents don't do it. They might need $1.25, $1.35 per load. But what happens is, because patience, and I'm talking about I watch it. I talk to different drivers while I'm out there. And I'm not going to lie, I've been picking for some reason my TikTok and certain algorithm now started adding more cargo van stuff to it. And I listen and watch. And the patience of some people is non-existent. And I'm not mad at it because I had to work on mine. I'm still working on mine. I'm a work in progress. But remember, I told you just a minute ago, whenever you didn't have that patience, that's when I normally realized I made those wrong decisions. And not having it makes you do a couple things. Put you in a situation where you don't want to be at. The transporter, they were just talking about it tonight. It'll have you taking loads and not reading paperwork. And now you thought you was getting 2 pallets and you got 3 because you negotiated 2. But then all of a sudden, it's not going to this place. I think in the live with the transporter, they use Illinois and Indiana. You think you're going here, but the paperwork say this, but you didn't take the time to read it. Patience. And then I've seen people take stuff, which is what the transporter was talking about, and you end up doing a load for an amount that wasn't worth it. Like, remember I told you, We're going to leave Miami to the transporter. But it'll have you taking a load. I'll give you an example, either cheap, running for something like 90 cents, 85 cents, but it drops you in the middle of nowhere in Nebraska, or they might pay $1.10, $1.05, but it drops you down in Miami, and now you're going to spend that, if we go by the mileage, you're going to spend 15 cents per mile to get back up out of there. So in all actuality, it took you 90 cents or 95 cents to take that load to Miami. We haven't talked about that yet, fam. Y'all, if y'all already know it, you understand the formula, but I just thought about it. I haven't gave y'all the formula because one of the formula, matter of fact, I might do it this week. I got to show you the formula of how to reverse engineer your math so that when you go somewhere, if you have to likely deadhead out of there, you can understand the reverse engineer. So say it's 400 miles and you got to put $50 in the tank and then you got to come back up out of there because you can't get nothing up out of there. You need to know how to reverse engineer your math so that when you negotiating lows and talking to brokers, like let me give you an example. That's probably the best way to do it. Say I got a load that's going 500 miles. I want $500 if we say $1 a mile, but say that load is going somewhere, it's in the middle of nowhere, and it's going to take me 250 miles to come back out to find something. All in essence, it's going to be 750 miles to go 500 there, 250 to get back to the major city inside the circle. So a total of 750 miles. But if I negotiated it for 500 miles, it's basically saying that 250 that I will come out because it doesn't go by dollar a mile. They don't pay you to come out. You got to start subtracting for gas. So it's going to take a half a tank of gas. So basically $25 to get you out. So if you negotiate it, of course, nobody does half a tank of gas. Let's just say full tank. So let's say $50 to get you out. So in all actuality, you negotiated a $500 load, but you really only made $400 off of it because it took you 50 in gas to get there, 50 in gas to get back up out of there, back to the main city. So you did all that driving for technically $400. I'm going to break that down in another video. I just wanted to give you a quick understanding of what I mean when I say about being patient and you running off somewhere and you put it either like the transporter say you taking it and chasing that dollar and you get a rate that you shouldn't have taken because now you're in the middle of nowhere and going somewhere, or you take a good load with a rate, but you got to use your money to get back out of there because of patience. That's why we talk so much about the circle and the triangle, because if you get up outside of that thing, you got to fight to get back in. But if you stay inside of it because you were patient, lows will start coming out in a closer range around you, if that makes sense. I'm going to dive in. Give me a second because these things, y'all moving over here with these comments. I don't know what I'm saying. They got y'all typing so fast, but y'all is typing. Let's see what I stop out at. Coachella loves Bakerfield. Ooh, so this is where the under $4 gas is at. That's if y'all ain't picking up what we talking about. That's what Rich talking about. These is what I'm leaving it up for a second where he found that gas under $4. Out going to Cali in that way because it gets high. Jay Harv. I have told brokers I need to get paid more to go to these towns where you can't get a load out of there and some respect it. It comes with patience and knowing your worth. I agree with that. That's kind of what we're talking about because they'll be sitting there. And sometimes you got to explain because nothing against the brokers. There are some brokers, we talked about this before, that have been on the driving side. There are some brokers that have been on the dispatching side. And then there's some brokers have been in all the situations, and some brokers that have never left from behind the computer screen with the phone, and they have no clue but what you're talking about. Like they just know the major cities, and then they just know that it goes from here to there. This is the zip code, the area code, or however they doing their business. That's all they know. So sometimes you have to tell them like, hey, I don't mind, taking this load here, but you need to pay me this because this is what, and if they say yes, then you in there. If they say no, be patient. Keep moving. I know the game is to make money, and I know that. But at the same time, it's not making money if you're breaking even or losing money because you're just chasing the dollar. That's why we talk so much over here. We'll talk about that in a minute. Look at that. Quick talking about that's the truth. That's that talk, Quick fam. Give I love it, fam. Hey, the reason I say this, and I want to make it clear, because this is my patience. It sounds crazy, and don't take this as though like I think of myself like this. It's just my thought process on the Bible. You know how that's one of them sayings like build it and they will come? Not necessarily me. We was talking about Noah's Ark when they said all that. Build it, they will come. We are over here as a collective. building something. And I know I see YouTube and I see the videos. I see videos with all the views, all the likes. But y'all have also seen the fam that they didn't even catch a like. They didn't even catch a view. It's just they were drove over here. We know by who. The big man, the big guy. He drove them over here. And so I love everything y'all do. I don't let, because that's my patience. I'm not worried about the algorithm. If you notice, I don't follow a lot of the algorithm that YouTube try to put out there. Because the same way you found us, fam, the same way we all come together. It takes time. That's part of patience. I don't expect nothing crazy to happen. I'm not worried if it do or it don't. If this fam don't grow no bigger than us, then we gonna grow together as one. If it keeps growing and people keep joining, they keep joining. But I appreciate y'all, fam. What's got? Thanks for the congratulations. I can't with y'all. I love y'all. What's going on, fam? Where you been at? Where you been at? I need to really start taking names and putting out APBs. Macris in the building. I see you, fam. Hope that everyone had a great week. Let's start this week on the right foot by giving thanks to him and getting to it. Ooh, you know we gonna get to it. Let's see. When in SoCal, you can get gas at $3.69 at Chevy. See, we go with this. What I love about this, y'all. I'm gonna leave it up there so when y'all know what's going on, when y'all out there. What's going on, fam? Where you been at? I ain't seen you in a minute. Man, how you doing, fam? I'm glad you in here. I ain't seen you in a minute. J Hall saying anything under 415 in Cali is kind of fair. We gonna talk about this some more. I don't care how much gas is in Cali, it's still a no-go. I'm not gonna lie. If they pay the right rate, I'll go. But then again, the reason we talk so much and I love it, because the network and the understanding we're learning how, if we get somewhere, we know how to get up out of there. The same way you don't go to Cali and put it back up there. That's me in Miami. Something about it. I just can't do it. Maybe it's because you in Atlanta and Miami's right down there for you. Whereas me in Texas, I'm already halfway there. So I'm halfway for you. So I can see that, because for you to get to Cali, it's going to take you 2,000 some miles. I get that. 415, that's 2 cars. That's why we stay in the circle. Gas in the circle is $2 and some change. You might run across some that get to the 305, 310. But you better be using them rewards at Loves and all that upside, all them different ones we talked about before. Get that gas down. Gonna need some patience with these tariffs. Can't wait to get to 6 months. Been turned down a lot. Fam, let's talk on it right quick. I'm coming. Let's talk on it. That's part of that patience. Without knowing, like you just said, 6 months. When you think about the cargo van game, you got to have patience for a couple things. It's transportation in general, but we talk cargo van. For one, that's why you got to get the MC in later mature. Even if you get with a dispatcher or a carrier company, it still takes patience, because you got to learn where to go, where not to go, how to maneuver, and all that stuff. You got to have patience, because we get there. It's not, we love the fact that we in these cargo vans, because I'm not going to lie. Y'all can say them if it worked for y'all. When we pull up to like a loading dock, because we need the ramp. They might have a bunch of loading docks and we need the ramp. They normally giving us a pallet, maybe 2. They'll go ahead and throw it on there for us, and wait. The big boys might have to wait a few minutes while they throw our little 1 to 2 pallets on there. But there's times where you got to have patience and wait, because it ain't your turn yet. Now you're just sitting there. An hour go by, 2 hours go by. You get right trying to get that detention pay. But it's everything to do with patience. This game alone is patience. Because think about it. You pick up a load, unless it's a real local load, you're going to be in the van for hours. We've talked about that mental part before. We've talked about that. That takes patience, because you want to get there and drop that thing off and be done with it and move on to the next. But it ain't fast. It looks like on YouTube we moving fast, but those in the game, y'all know what I'm talking about. You pick the load up. I might pick a load up and you see me pick it up, because I tell you I picked it up, and then you see the video the next day and you're like, man, BG not dropped off that load. And it's like, yeah, but I had to drive 9 to 12 hours to get it there. But man, that's part of patience. Everything about this thing is patience. I agree. I was in San Francisco. Them gas prices is high. They is high. Hold on. Wait. I came here to brag and you did not read my comment. I've not had a lot to brag about lately. Now I got to go back up there. What did you say? What did you say? Let me go back up here. What did you say? I got to go back and find it. I don't see it, fam. But then I was about to say, I thought I was going in order. I didn't see it. Put it back in the chat. I'm finna look. Where did it say? Put it back in there. Type it in there again because I don't see it. Because you know me, I love to brag. I love what the fam, because what they say, hype me up. I hype me up. I want to hype everybody up. Man, put it back in there. Put it back in there because I want to brag with you. Type it in there again, fam. Come on, wait, I don't see it. I'm gonna say it again. Put it back in there, Sean, because you know me. I like, especially you. Put it back in there, fam. Because I know the wife sitting right next to you. Put it back in there. Put it back in there. I want to, we all want to, you know me, we all like to brag and hype each other up around here. You right, fam. You right. It's no accident or coincidence that we all on the channel. Hey, we here together, fam, and I love it because y'all be keeping me going. Matter of fact, I saw something. I'm telling y'all know me. I'll stop in the middle of something because I do not want to forget this. It just popped in my head. I saw it too. I just ain't looked at it yet. Hold on, let me find it. We gonna get it. Where you go to? Because the Quicks did put something up, and it's funny. I saw it today after they had already did it, and I'm finna go look at it. Yeah, you know me. I'll be in the middle. I'll stop in a minute to talk about something. The Quicks put up a video or sort of something, and they're like, I resonated with it. And I want to tell y'all about it. Where is it at? Man, that's because I want to talk to y'all about it. I can't even find it. Oh, well, when I find it, I'll tell y'all about it. I ain't going to hold everybody up. Because, all I did was look away, and y'all got to talking. Hang in there, big homie. I'm staying off the road, so I won't be fighting for any loads coming out of Arizona for a minute. What's going on, fam? You just chilling? What you got going on? You need some help with something? Let's talk about it. Man, this is one of my sayings. If you seen my kids, you know I tell them life be life, and that patience is a thing. Let's see. Hold on. What's going on? You got Selectus? What's going on? What did I miss? Man, I'm telling y'all, something going on with these comments because y'all having conversations and I don't see nothing about. I didn't see nothing about the Selectus comment. Man, what's going on? Okay, what was your big? I did my 10x big time. Let's see. I think I see it. I did 575 miles. I love it, fat man. You was over 250 a mile. What in the world is going? 243 a mile. So if y'all don't know, new fam. I know day one fans, but we get new fam in here. When he's talking about when Rob is talking about he did his 10x big time. I want everybody to win so much. And one of the things, and one of the fam brought it up, that's what we've been saying the 10x before so much. Because it's like we do the one-on-ones. Yeah, the one-on-ones $25, and then 10 times 25, $250. And it's like when we do the one-on-ones and we bump heads and we talk business and talk strategy and work it out. Because sometimes in this game, you need somebody to talk to. But let's be honest, we're in these vans and we don't have nobody to talk to outside of our friends and loved ones. And over here talking in the fam on the chat and everything. But if you do a one-on-one and we knock it out and we good to go and you get that load, you 10x'd it. And that's what Sean talking about. He 10x'd it big. Man, let's take a moment of silence. We're taking a moment of silence for you, Sean. We had to take that moment of silence because you out there killing it, fam. I love it, fam. Oh, and it was a power only load. So you know why I love this? Because it comes full circle. Because some lies back, and we've talked about it. when we were breaking down what the DAT load board and the different stuff means. So there are certain loads that you can do power only. It's just your vehicle and you going to pull something, not it going in the cargo van. You can have a truck, or like when you see the 18-wheelers bobtailing with no trailer and all that, that's power only. They're going to go get something. And we talked about that, and then Sean talked, oh man, that's what's up. That's what's up, man. Oh man, what you got? Dre, I drove straight home from San Francisco with great pan load on a short rest, and I was spent for the next 3 days. So now, fam, listen to BG. He was sent from heaven. 800 miles I drove because I love J Harv. I love y'all, fam. I love y'all. Y'all show love, and I like showing love back, especially to all of y'all showing love. And once again, Sean, congrats, fam. I love to hear that. 1,400 on. I got to put that up again. Cause you killing it. Ooh, I like it. I like it. If you don't like it, I love it. I love it. What's going on, bro? What's going on? Jay Harv say, do most of the family here right now have high top extended vans where you can get 3 pallets if needed? So, a matter of fact, we talked to one of the fam about this today. So when you thinking about the van size, I'm not gonna lie. Because when people ask me like to break down the van, the reason I go high top is because I'm 6'3". Like when I'm walking around, I didn't want to be all hunched over trying to tie stuff down to strap it down. The main key is that door. Matter of fact, I'm gonna make a video one day. I just thought about it. We'll talk about that. Like the door. Like for example, if my door is 72, but it's technically 71 because in that middle where that latch is, I would have to unscrew it if something got to 72. Now, worst kind of worst, I ain't opposed to unscrewing it, but it's not worth it if it's not going nowhere. But anyway. So it's mainly that door part, because in the other part, of course, if you want to reach over and tie stuff down and reach around, but mine is because of how tall I am. But outside of that, the key is the door. The door, when you think about height, the length is good because that makes a difference between 1 pallet, 2 pallet, and 3 pallet. Of course, the extended version, you get 3 pallets in, but there's, if it's not the standard pallet, you can get 4. So keep that in mind when you're thinking about your van. But we're going to break that down because one day we're just going to go around and talk about vans. I got y'all, fam. Make it easy on all of us. Showing love. How do you book power only with a Sprinter? So it's not that you can, I've only seen it like once or twice, but it wasn't that often. It's very rare, and it's not something that I saw on like a load board. It was something I saw watching videos or something. Like a van had a hitch on it, and they the one I saw them book, they towed a little boat and they found it, and they were just talking about it. I don't know how they found it. They didn't really tell, but it ain't just a Sprinter. Because remember, I told you, fam. Remember, everybody that's in this fam ain't Sprinter. Like we got some box truck drivers in this fam. We got some 18-wheeler drivers in this fam, and we got people in here that's just doing hot shot. The fam ain't just cargo van. It's because remember I told you the knowledge that we talk about and the secrets that not secrets, but the stuff we share with each other. It doesn't just apply to cargo van. You can take transportation out of it, and some of the lingo and stuff that we talk about, it applies to a business. It can be a bakery. It can be anything. Like the same, it goes hand in hand. You just have to flip the words around, to suit your needs. Like how we talk about, we need CPM, cost per mile, knowing our cost per mile, our CPM. Another business like a brick and mortar or something like that, it's called operational costs. They need to know their OC. So it just depends on the lingo, but the actual knowledge and verbiage means the same thing. Life on the streets. You're a better man than me, bro. My patient been running dry sometimes. Now, let's talk about this because, hey, what Steve Harvey say, he ain't through with me yet. My patients be running dry. Mm-hmm. And but it's calmed down. One of my biggest ones that I'm working on now that drives me is stupidity. I understand people make mistakes. I'm cool with that. I understand being patient because everybody's not in the same mental space or mental knowledge or emotional space, whatever you want to use in life. So I know I'm working on that patience, but sometimes, let's be honest, the part that I'm really working on, some people, there are certain situations that people do stuff and it make you just scratch your head and it just burns you up. That's me. That's where I'm at right now. I'm working on that because he ain't done with me. So you don't it be running dry sometimes over here too. Look at that. We got to show the love. Got that bag. I'm telling you, Sean, we proud of you. Man, we don't need the right gun. We believe you. I don't pocket watch over here. I love it. I'm happy for you. If somebody, hey, I'm gonna tell you right now, in this fam over here, if you got to start proving people and stuff like that, then hey, fam, you might be in the wrong fam because over here we don't believe in that. I guess you could say because we've talked about scamming stuff, we don't believe in that over here. So if that's you, hey, that's on you. Yep. Hey, appreciate your service, fam. I know that 100% is nice. So I'm gonna take care of some other. Yeah, you gotta. Hey, it is school time, so tell your son do his big one out there. We gonna all be praying for him because it's school time. I'm praying for all these kids. Matter of fact, some kids already started. Some get going back this week. We gonna get them ready for this week too. Power only was you. I love it, man. Yeah, you amazing, man. Congrats. LOL. Moment of silence is necessary. I love it, fam. You did. You did it with your man. You did your big one on that. Did it with my cat's eye Chevy. See, hey man, it's more ways to make money. Don't just think about the cargo van. If you remember, we talked about insurance when I told you like you can put that commercial insurance on your personal vehicle. This is one of those situations. If you got a van and you happen to have a truck, if you see something on that landboard, don't just get stuck in with the van. If you see something like that, that's because I'm sorry. Let's talk transparent right quick. If I'm sitting at the house and a load pops up that says they need power only, and I got a truck out there, and they say 570 miles, 5 miles for 1,400. I'm gonna hop in that truck, go pick it up, and drop it off, and I might be coming back with nothing. But remember what it just told you: when you reverse engineer, you're deadheading up out of somewhere or going somewhere. When you reverse engineer, it works out right. So for that load, it was 243. I think we said, yeah, 243 for Sean that load. If he would have took that and deadheaded back home, and you reverse engineered it, means he basically got that load for like $1.21 because he went and came back. We already trying to get the dollar. The pay was so good. Him going and coming back home was $1.21 if he did it that way. Let's see. Where would I stop it? Okay, I just did that. Man, BG, you the truth. These others do fraud on YouTube, charging $4K for cargo van classes. Man, I can't. I don't know what their hustle is. I don't like it. I don't know where people come from. Like I said, my patience is different than theirs. They got to get it. I'm not mad at them. People want to pay. People don't want to pay. It's different. Remember, I told you, we're all at different parts in our life. That's part of their income streams because you need multiple income streams. I hope they teaching something that's helping people. If not, I can't knock them. I'm not here for that. No judgment over here because that's something I had to learn too in my growth because, boy, I was bad at judging. Because remember, I told you, some of my things common sense, stupidity in it to make me be like, but I had to put the other lens on that I'm just a background in that person's life. So I don't know what they got going on. So no judgment over here. I just hope they getting it the right way. Hey BG, what's the most affordable insurance you want to recommend for van delivery? So it's like a tricky question because the simple fact there's so many variables in insurance. You know, your driving record, your credit score, where you live at, different areas. Like some areas like Geico might be better and Progressive isn't. Some areas Progressive's the way to go and not Geico. My thing is to shop around. I would also get like some insurance brokers involved to help you shop around because they're good at that. They know the ins and outs. That goes back to what we was just saying about sometimes you got to pay somebody to do the work for you. They know the ins and outs. They know the areas. They know the different companies, the competitors. So it all depends on so many variables and factors. So my best bet to tell you is to shop around, get some insurance brokers to help you out because that's the best way you're going to find the insurance that's going to be best for you. There goes Sean giving us the info. DAT drop down menu has the power only category. Yep, we talked about that. I did that load with a 2500 HD I already own. I have not bought a van yet. Truck will buy. I like see the levels. Remember when we went back and we did the V-Hole days and all that? All that was just getting money that put down to get the van and build up fund. So use what we talk about all the time. Use what you got to get where you're going, man. That's part of patience. Right now, Sean is showing good patience because that patience of using the truck to get to where he can buy the van and not jumping out there fast. Because remember, I told you, I'll be wanting to go just like y'all. since me and Sean talked, and he's done a couple loads using his truck, but that right there, that one load just shot that money that went up for the van. That's why he was saying he 10x big time. Wendy, I keep telling you, you never late, fam. You never late. Hey, I'm only reading. I'm not even gonna lie. This is why I say we all different where we come from. One of my things, because remember I told you that things that that I'm working on with my patience is when people just don't use that stupidity. I watch YouTube just like everybody else, and I'm not calling the person or the individual that I might watch in that moment. I'm not saying that they're stupid. I remember I told y'all but Judge told us, it's called stupid tax. We talked about that in lives before. It's not that the person is stupid, it's just the information of how they're moving. It's like it's a stupid tax I would pay if I follow it. That's what I mean by stupid. And so I see certain people put out information that if I ran with it, I would pay a stupid tax and have to go back around and undo what I already did and figure out how to do it the right way. And so when I'm looking, and one of my things is, if you want me to listen and understand and believe what you're going to, I don't need you to show me bank statements. I don't need you to go out. You need to show me some type of receipt. Give me something. And so that's why, like over here, we try to do the lows in real time. This is one of the misses things when she beats. So y'all thank her for the video, because she wants it in real time so that you're getting it. And there's nothing wrong with that, because I have that support system in her and she has it in me, but she gets those videos out. And I understand that if you're doing this by yourself, you can't get the videos out fast because you can't drive and put the videos out. So there's nothing wrong with that. But there are people that put out content and you're looking like, matter of fact, one of the content creators, he just got in the game. I saw him. He took his first load, and it's all learning. I'm not mad at nobody. And it got him, I think, from Georgia to, I think, Phoenix or something like that. It went, what was it, 2,000 some miles or something like that for 1,800. It was some number like that. But when I'm watching him and his lady were geeked up, they happy, and I was proud of them. And some people was like, you shouldn't have taken that for this rate and this rate. And I'm like, y'all ain't helping this individual. You got to teach them. They're getting in the game. They're getting their feet wet. They didn't have the information, so they're running with it. And so you get out there, but we know, like, you're going to get out there. You didn't take it for $1, no problem. You get it, get your feet wet, get the learning. But then we got to know how to get out of that area. And he's been sitting in there. He sat there for like 2 days. Then he finally got a load out of there. But then the load went to Laredo. So it's like, now we got to figure out how to. But his learning lessons, him and his lady, because he rides around. I don't know if it's his wife or his girlfriend, but his significant other. They got to get out of Laredo, but that's their learning curve. That's where they have to learn to apply their patience and knowledge and growth and understanding and reach out for help. See what I'm saying? Like, we all are doing it at different levels, but we work together now. One day he'll be over here. Hopefully we can all, because he gonna gain insight that can help us, and we probably got insight that can help him. I love it. Let's see. I'm trying to, y'all. I love y'all, man. What you got, fam? Hey, fam. Just got home from your dad turned 78. Now me and my brother about to head to Florida for a Monday drop off. So congrats on the Florida for the Monday drop off. I love it. But dad turned happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear dad. Happy birthday to you. 78, man, that's a blessing. And it's crazy because we just talked about patience as a virtue. And I promise you, if you talk to your dad, like I talked to him last week, talked about my 80-year-old uncle, you know what type of patience you got to go through to get that part in that part of life? Because let's be honest, I can't speak for y'all. There's some stuff that tested my patience that could have had me dead or in jail, taking penitentiary chances, because that crash on BG was something else. But patience is a virtue, man. And that's why I say people all the time, like, that's why you're supposed to enjoy the journey. Because like the transporter said earlier, everybody chasing that dollar. In the midst of chasing that dollar, man, take time. Take some time for yourself. Be patient with yourself. Enjoy the journey. Pay attention to the journey so that you can help people along the way with the journey. Like we got fam getting ready to send their kid off to college. Like, the patience that Jay Herb has learned over the years has helped prepare him to pass on knowledge to his son. To be patient. This and this is going to happen. This is going to happen. Like, this patience that we're gaining is not just for us all the time. It's to help others as well. Top day. Let's all get trucks. No, I'm just playing. Hey, fam, I love it for you. Get it all. Hey, whatever works. I'm loving it. I want everybody to get it. I was wondering if you can use your car as well. So, yes and no. Yes. Okay, now let me give you the scenario. So, about a couple of weeks ago, I was at the airport. And I was picking up, I forgot what load it was. Don't. I was picking up, and while I was sitting there waiting, there was a nice lady in there. She had on, I remember too, white pants, like the capri-like pants that stop right below your knee. She was an older, I won't say older. She like a black lady around in probably her 40s or 50s. And had on like a orangish or reddish top, like a little nice dress, like looked like top, like she looked like she was finna go have brunch with her homegirls, like finna go to brunch. And I'm looking, cause you know your boy, I got on my basketball shorts, like we finna hit the road, and I'm looking at her like, I wonder what she here to get. And then she gets in we go around after we get checked in, we by the cages at the airport. And I'm waiting for them to give me my paperwork thing so I can go pull up to the ramp. And they pull up on a forklift and hand her a box. And she took the box outside and hopped right in the car and had a nice little white mini SUV and took off. She finna go drop that off or pick it up for drop off later, whenever it was. But she was finna go have brunch or something, looked like she would. But then I thought about it. And there were times where I actually found a load and I didn't get it because it gave, you know, them times where you're talking to the broker and they be like, somebody else just booked it. That's a whole nother conversation. And they'd be like, it could fit in your car. And you think about some of the loads you've seen me have that can fit in the car. If it was somewhere going local and I had my vehicle under my insurance with the van, which I do, and then I just throw it in the back of the SUV and I take off and drop it off. It's no otherwise. I can just walk it in there. Here, this is for you. So I think you can. I don't, because remember, it's a cargo van. We under 10,000 pounds. Nobody even looking at us like. So yeah, I agree. So I think you can. I don't see a reason why. The shipper and the receiver just want to get there. Nobody said nothing about her going outside. I've seen people at the warehouse with trucks. I don't see a reason why not. Now, the only problem is, think about us. We're in the van. If we go OTR, yeah, we can't control if we way over there and we pick up something. But if you're doing local, I don't see why not. Okay, there we go. It's not what happens in life that matters. It's the choices, our decisions of what happened in life. The actions that we take is what matters most. Simple, but not easy because it takes courage to do right. Hold on. I'm finna keep going. We are raising vibes for merge. For merge, we leveling up tonight. Oh man, I love it because I want to put this back up right quick because you're right. Patience is one of the biggest. That's why it's a virtue, I guess, because it takes courage to be patient at times. It takes time. It takes courage to be like, woosah. Sometimes it takes that, and that's why I love it. I have not. Has anybody in the fam heard of Next Insurance? I have not heard of them. What you say? Next Insurance. I've seen commercials for those for contractors. I wonder how or what coverage they would do. I haven't actually called them, so I don't know. If anybody in the fam knows, let them know what we got on Next Insurance. On a much higher note, is your name William, aka Billy? No, William. That's what it is. BG, baby gangster. No, nah, fam. BG, Billy Graham. Not. I'm the junior, the pops is the senior. It ain't no way around it, fam. BG, Billy Graham Jr. We're gonna talk about that one of these videos. Cause matter of fact, y'all know me, because I don't want y'all to, we talk about receipts, but I don't want y'all thinking I just be pulling this information. I really have a list of how we breaking down what we gonna talk about. And one of those, we got like 2 videos. Where is it at? One of them, I'm gonna give you the name of it because hey, it is what it is, fam. We all do. You get to drive, I have to drive, and that's about legacy. Where's the other one at? Where is it at? It was another one. I got a bunch of them because we got stuff to talk about coming up this year and next year. And I told you, I I don't have no reason to hold nothing back. Where did I put it at? That's the one about the legacy, because we're gonna talk about legacy, because legacy means something when you're doing this. And it's, the other one, I don't see the name right now, and I'm not gonna hold us up, but it's basically about the weight. We'll talk about that later. Wife did the math, and I made 93 cents per mile round trip with 107-mile deadhead included. Son, this is why I love you, because we talk about these amazing women in our lives. Like, even though Sean didn't put the formula up and we haven't talked about the formula, we're going to talk about it different ways, but this is how you reverse engineer it to understand what your whole thing is to make sure you're not going below your CPM. That's when people are saying, like, because that patience, they just run out there and take a load, and then they're in this game, they're like, this game, cargo van game sucks. I can't make money. I'm losing money. Da, da, da. That's because they haven't learned to reverse engineer what they're doing. So if you take a load, let's for example, if your CPM is at 40 cents, 45 cents, and or let's say 40 cents. You know what? Let's go all the way back. Let's use the numbers we're already used to. CPM 35 cents and your COL, cost of living, 35 cents, and it's 70 cents. But then you take a load for 80 cents, but then you didn't learn how to reverse engineer the math. And by the time you take the load there, deadhead up out of there to get wherever you need to go, you in all actuality only made 67 cents. That means you just ran that load, and your cost of living and your CPM combined. That means you ended up paying 3 cents per mile to run that load out your pocket. And that's how everybody that's in the cargo van or get out the cargo van or any transportation game, that's how they end up running out and running broke, because they didn't learn how to reverse engineer. And I'm gonna make y'all a video on one of these loads probably this week, where we're gonna break down a formula to reverse engineer your lows so you don't come out on the bottom. You want to come out on top. So for example, if you take a load for, that's why we shoot for that dollar at least, because in my mind it's a breaking point of reverse engineering the math. If you can at least get it to that dollar to deadhead up out of somewhere. Normally it's a tank of gas. That's why we normally say a tank of gas. That's why I reiterate that, because if you end up following what I'm doing and I got to deadhead that $50 to get up out of there, depending on where I went, I will never fall below the CPM or COL combined and end up coming out of pocket. But don't worry, I'm gonna set up the video with that reverse engineering formula. Let's get back over here. When you know better, you do better. I agree with that. BG, you think having warrants on your cargo van is a good investment? I am paying $134 a month. It covers transmission and other stuff on the van. So my thought on this is, I always, matter of fact, the Quicks just said it. When you know better, you do better. Another one is, you got to be better to be safe than sorry. I never, because let's be honest, we're gonna get out there on that road. Let's break it down numbers wise. If you're paying $134, let's just round that up to say $150. You're basically paying around $1,800 a year for your self, like, what's it called? What's the word I'm looking for? You're paying $1,800 a year for your sense of security, that in case something goes wrong, you got some type of coverage. There's nothing wrong with that. I never disagree with nobody doing something that's going to secure them, and because if you think of it this way, if something goes wrong and you didn't pay the $1,800, now you got to figure out how to pay for it. If everything goes right, then hey, that $1,800 is part of the business plan. You write it off on taxes, and it works itself out with your tax deduction. So either way it go, you're gonna win regardless when you do it that way. So I don't see nothing wrong with it. It's up to you, fam. It's all of this is what works best for you. I don't think nothing's wrong with it. I think it's good. Let's see what's this. So glad he has taught us so much, because there's always room for a few more dollars. BG taught me that, and when they trust you off of your good track record, they will pay you. I like that. That's what you're building. I love that. That patience thing is definitely for me. God has been working with me on me. I'm telling you, me find me. It's always you against you, fam. It's always you against you. Let's see. Well said, BG. We don't hate or judge on other people's content. Whatever floats your boat. Find your last remote, find your lost remote. You kill me, man. You always got some kind of saying. If y'all don't know the transporter is that dude that walks around. He's not this, but he's that guy that like 80-some-year-old guy that got all the little quirky sayings and funny quotes and stuff that you be like, man, transport, I already know you. You like me growing up. We sat around the old heads when they were sitting around and cracking jokes and talking noise to each other and had all them sayings and we picked them up. So I know I out in the country. I do minivan deliveries, and this is just a different environment. It's a different world, especially in the metropolitan area. It's all the traffic, all the hustle and bustle, and food deliveries could be. Hey, I'm just saying. So that's what I love about this. So when you're in a metropolitan area, yes, you can supply the same knowledge because the knowledge actually applies for gig apps too. You hear people all the time say it all the time, and they're like, "No, I'm not doing that for this rate. I'm doing it for this rate." They're doing the exact same thing. It's just it's a different part of control. They control theirs in the gig app. We control ours on the load board and dispatches, brokers, different stuff. But yeah. Nah, show me Raycon. I don't go for everything, especially if I expense. BG, are you still mainly using that one? Even Vans were complaining the board was dry. Yeah, I haven't changed nothing. I mentioned those couple of times that it was, but remember, I want y'all to remember what we talked about. I'm not, because I don't know what they're doing, but the stuff that we do over here, that's why when people are like, oh, you did it for this rate or that rate, remember, all the stuff that they put out there, they weren't asking for a Sprinter van. That was, when you see me moving, I want to say a vast majority of my loads. Yeah, the vast majority of my loads aren't Sprint. They weren't asking for a Sprinter van. They were asking for other pieces of equipment. And I got on there and got to negotiating and talking and figuring out measurements and sizes and weights and trying to figure out if it'll fit in there. And if it'll fit in there, do it have to be dock high? Can it be loaded with the Mexican crane? If you don't know what I'm talking about with the Mexican crane, fam, you got to go back to one of them Nogales videos. It was in one of the Nogales videos where the shipper showed us the Mexican crane. But yeah, does it have to be dock high? Can it be loaded with the Mexican crane? Or does it have a ramp? Or is it light enough for it? Because it's been lows. I'm like, fam, we ain't got to worry about that. Your boy here, pay me an extra $25. I'll pick it up and then put it in there. It ain't but 100 pounds. Like, you see what I'm saying? Like, all of it isn't just Sprinter van loads. But if you sit around and just wait for it to pop up and say Sprinter van, then yeah, it will be harder sometimes. Or because we talk about this, or if you're not ready to say, I'm going to go get it, everybody's not going to get up and be like, I'm sitting in Houston and like, it ain't looking good. I'm finna drive over to San Antonio. I'm finna drive to Dallas. You seen your boy drive to Laredo. Everybody's not going to go get it. And so some people wait for it to just drop. Believe it or not, there's a lot of people out there still stuck on deadhead. Like, it just doesn't work for them. So no, it's going to be situations where you're looking at the board and it's going to look like it's not supposed to look. So I get it. It has been dead moments. I've seen moments on the board where it was just dry and it just wasn't on there. We talked about it a couple of times. But yeah, for the most part, that's all. I'm still using the same thing. 93 sit with dead heads, sign me up all day. I've told you, we loving it, Sean. Sign us all up for that. 93 cents with the dead head. Yeah, I'm not even gonna lie. That one does nothing for me in Arizona, but when I get to Cali, that one and truck stop. Remember, I told y'all, like, the reason I didn't take that load to Salt Lake City, because I would have had to figure something out. But if you pay me right and it takes me to LA, and if it pays good, pay me enough what I wanted to make it because I know I'm gonna be stuck running around out there. But it's just certain places like Arizona, the Pens is here to mix, around the Phoenix area and all that stuff. But outside of that, you got to run and go get it. Mr. Quick knows all those old sayings that you need. So I told you, I swear we was all sitting around the same guys. They were sitting there saying stuff and we was just soaking it up like a sponge, being patient with the information that they was giving us. When you do a metro delivery, you calculate everything, the time, the traffic, the distance, or even the four-way stops. You calculate all those and factor in the wage or the offer amount. Yeah, you got to factor in all that stuff, fam. You have to. We actually have to factor that stuff in as well out here. That's why I tell you about the 200 miles, 3 hours, because if you go somewhere and you got a deadhead out or something like that, like Sean did for that raising rate of 93 cents combined miles, hey, you got to factor all that stuff in. And there are apps that will allow customers to take away tips. I'm not going to name no names, but everyone knows who it is. Yep. After that, I did that at one time. No, twice. I didn't get the tip taken away, but it was the point of the fact that you can take the tip away. You got the tip was what helped me get here. Don't get me started on that. Is gas treatment good for cargo vans for like to help save gas? So I don't know. This is just me. I don't know if gas treatment has helped, but I do know for me, I've only done it once. But then again, we just talked about them old schools, and my dad is one of them. Been driving 18-wheelers and all types of vehicles all his life. So for me, because of the type of running we do around here, around about every 50,000 miles, 65. And I just did it. Well, I did it a while back. I'm coming up almost to doing it again. Throw a can of that seafoam in there. Run that seafoam through that thing, especially after the stuff you get done certain things, because it starts getting high mileage vehicle because of the running we do. But it goes in the gas tank, obviously, but no, I haven't had to do anything with the gas adders. Not me. Let's see. Y'all, did I miss something? Went and grabbed this one from Canon. Headed to okay. Headed to. I'm loving it. Life on the life on the streets is the truth. Come help me get my first government contract because you understand the whole breakdown. I see much respect. Hey, I love it. And life on the streets gonna help us all out. Don't worry, Mr. Go Get It. Do you have to deal with weigh stations? Nope. I pass by them and wave at all the box trucks, the hot shots, and 18-wheelers because we'll never, even with a fully loaded cargo van, we'll never be at 10,000 pounds. It's 10,001 pounds, so we'll never be that. With the weight of our van and any van, I don't care what size it is, with the weight and when you put the stuff in there, the freight in there, even weighed down to the max, which you should not be going to the max, it won't be over 10,000 pounds. So no. Jason, my name is Bennett. I ain't in it. Nah, you in it. I don't know what you mean. How are you helping people get going? What do you mean, fam? Explain. I don't know what you mean. That's the only thing I seen. So, but yeah, I wait on you to tell me what you mean because I don't know. But mean the information that we're giving out over here, the chat and the videos. Break down what you mean for me so I know what you're talking. I want to answer you as clear as I can. But yeah, fam, as you've seen in all the different stuff that we talked about in the comments that we put up, the reason I love this fam over here is because you get to see in real time everything that not just me, because like the transporter say, now we want to see receipts. You're seeing from other people that are out there in the game, whether it be the cargo van, whether it be gig apps and doing stuff in the metropolitan area in your minivan, whether it be doing stuff like Sean, big ups, 10X on Swole, doing it in power only in your truck. You're starting to see the receipts of patience is a virtue, because in all these different situations, it requires some level of patience to get to where you're trying to go in life. And without that patience, you're just going to be running around in circles and running into roadblocks. You're going to be taking loads that put you in somewhere that by the time you reverse engineer the CPM and the rate and everything, you'll be in the hole. There'll be times you'll take loads that you should not have taken because it puts you in an area that you can't even get nothing coming out. But it all requires patience. And when you have that patience and you wait and be patient with it, and when it hits big every time. But before I get out of here, let me make sure. I know some of y'all got to get to work. Some of y'all, we already talked about it. Got Friday drop off Monday. I got a Friday drop off Monday. And some of y'all got to pick up in the morning. Let's see. Let's see. Thank you. That's what I thought. I wasn't sure. About to be active. Got the sprinter and waiting on authority. Ooh, I love it. Let's congrats. Time is coming. Do you take loads to Florida? I do, fam. I just don't. My biggest thing, if I'm going to go to Florida, I normally don't go below Orlando, Tampa. That's like my imaginary line. And you got to pay me to go in there because I know most likely Florida right now is going to like 60, 70 cents per mile to even come up out of there. So I really don't do. Free research is free research. Okay. Mentor and private coaching. So now right now we do the one-on-ones. I basically because of the journey that we're on this year is why we slotted out Sunday. Of course, there's gonna be more stuff in the future, but we slotted out Sunday, so it's like one-on-ones, and then we do the lives on Sunday night, so that way we can all come together and talk about our week and what's going on. As far as like private coaching and mentoring, we are not there. We haven't, because I'm still tossing it up in there because it's so much involved in that, because it's like areas where you stay, where you don't stay, where you're willing to go, OTR, local. Like I already have the programs and stuff, because remember I told you my background. I already have the programs and stuff built to do it, but it's just no time right now because of the journey we on. Like what the future holds, nah, it's no telling. But right now, we talking in the chat and everybody, we just sharing all the information. We growing together. We got stuff planned for the future. Everybody, we already talked about a couple of the plans, but it's a lot of stuff that's coming that should help you come along even faster. That can help you take off better. But yeah, it's not like it's not off the table. It's just I got to figure out how that will work, because in my mind, for me to help you, you gotta benefit 10x. You gotta 10x what I'm in my mind with what I will be providing to help you with. So that's all it is. So I'm not saying it ain't possible right now. It's just the videos with all the information, which is free. That's why we said the free research. I love y'all, fam. And then we have the one-on-ones, and then we have the Sunday night lives where everybody get to chime in and tell their experience as well. Let's see. I've been trying to find out who the brokers go to. Man, I've been being tongue-tied all night. I've been trying to find out who the brokers go-to carriers are and get in that way too. Like TQL got a specific person they go to for T9. So remember I told y'all, I kind of mentioned this before, as you start going to certain places, because obviously you can't do it while you're on the low with them. But like you start going to certain places, you start meeting certain people and your network start growing, you're going to learn who certain people are. I've been to a couple of places, they see me pull up and they automatically speak, you back. Like you'll start seeing who those people are and you'll start learning who to talk to. CJ Jordan host. They just basically saying that I tell people this, but hey, it is what it is. Hey, I say it, go back and watch the videos, and I told y'all we got fam that won a course that's gonna come at the end of the year. But like I told y'all, it's gonna be the stuff that's in the videos. If I put something in the course that I forgot to mention in the video, best believe I'm gonna make a whole video just so y'all can have it, because I wanted to. Because it's different forms of learning. Some people need the videos and they work out. Some people need a course. Some people, that's why I say the mentor coaching, I understand, because some people, their way of learning is the one-on-one hands-on. So I'm not disappointed in none of them. It's just finding a way to incorporate them so people that get the best out of it. The $25 one-on-ones right now, that was the best way I can incorporate that to get the people the best, the fam, the best out of it so they can 10x their money. So I'm going to figure it out, fam. I got the programs already built. They've been built, but we're going to figure out how to integrate them. Hey, appreciate you too, fam. You know I love you, Chris. Come on, fam. I love y'all, man. Do you need access code with TWIC? I haven't had to use it. You know how they mail when you get those, they got the TWIC card. It comes with a code, but I haven't had to use it for anything. Not the code. I haven't had to use it for anything, but I got the code. Do you have to have TWIC with a cargo van? So you don't have to have TWIC. It's highly advised because there are a lot of loads that pick up from airports and like me, I'm out here in Houston. We got ports and stuff. So if you like got a port by you, that plays a big factor too, because we got a bunch in Houston. I know it's in Florida and all other places that got ports by water, basically. So it's great to have with you. It's a great if you're gonna go into this game and get everything, you want that TWIC, you want the TSA certain change 9 certification. It's just little stuff like that, and there's more stuff to come. We're gonna break down that we need that'll help us acquire loads. Nah, fam, we got you. That's what we over here. We got you, fam. It's all love over here. We trying to help everybody. Yep, J Hard. There's some like it depends on like I know for me like in Houston, and y'all can vouch for this. To certain places y'all live at, certain parts of the airport you have to have a TWIC, but then there's certain places that are It's considered the airport, but it's the warehouses that aren't at the airport where you just pull up to the front. Trying to catch back up. Yep, see, no, you don't need a Twicker cargo van, but it's helpful with dispatchers. Just telling you, fam. I've only had to actually pull that Twick out and show it like twice. Let's see. They telling you get your trick, get your Twick. Twick is a headache to me if that money is not right just because some airlines are super busy. Yep, it depends on where you're at. But yeah, fam, I know y'all got y'all. That's all I see up in here. But yeah, it's time for y'all to go get some rest because your boy got to get some rest because, it ain't necessarily night driving, but I got to leave out early in the morning. Got about a 5-hour drive ahead of me. So just like y'all got y'all bag, I got a bag. I got to deliver the bag. Everybody else that got the Friday drop off Monday, we got our bags. And some of y'all got to get some rest because in the morning, you got to go get your bag. Either way it go, it's bag season, basically. And we got to go get all the bags. But you know what it is. We ain't finna just roll up out of here without, closing it out the way it's supposed to be closed out. So you know what time it is. Go on, close your eyes and bow your heads. God, the fam is once again come to not just say what we want or what we need, but we want to say thank you. Thank you for the week that you took us through last week, and we want to thank you in advance for the week that you're about to prepare for us. We want to thank you in advance for the kids, our loved ones, these young individuals that are about to go to school, whether it be elementary, middle school, high school, the loved ones we're about to send off to college. We thank you in advance for the amazing year that you're about to have them go through. We thank you in advance for the lows that come our way, and we thank you in advance for the patience to know which lows that we should not take. We thank you in advance for everything that you're doing for us, through us, and by us, and watching over our families while we're on these roads and these dangerous highways and byways. Again, Jesus, not what we want or what we need. We just want to say thank you. Thank you in advance for building and strengthening the patience that we need to endure the journey that we're on. That's going to provide a long-lasting legacy for us and our family. Again, Jesus, we just want to thank you and your darling son, Jesus, as we say it all together. Amen. And just like that, fam, it's time for y'all to go to bed. It's time for me to take me a nap, get some food and take a nap and go to bed. And y'all going to get the next video. We dropped the video right before this live for the one last week, the 2 boy. We got it doubled up on them. And then you're going to get a video tomorrow when we drop that low. So it won't be to the next live. I want y'all to get some rest and get some sleep and go get your bags because until the next video, you know what you want. I want you to do. Y'all stay blessed.